I don't know when you're finished with the rat race. When we're young, our parents tried to tell us what to do and tried to tell us to go to school and, follow the golden rule. And, you really couldn't do what you wanted to do. Yourself, who you are was buried. When you got back into the workforce, buried under the desk, buried under everything. And now, COVID comes around and takes us out, and things are happening, man. And we have to make a change. The rat race is upon us. We are in this rat race, and so many of us have benefited from it. So many of us have taken advantage of this thing, and we need to change. We need to come back to center. We need to return to center. Well, the reality is, the more mountains I climb, the more mountains I find. And if you're frustrated about the way things turn out, you actually got to do something. Got to ask some real good questions. If you are defined by the rat race, if you're defined by, being a man and trying to prove yourself and demonstrating how tough you are, and being the idea of what a man has become over the thousands of years that the rat race has engulfed us, then you really got to figure something out for yourself. Like, how do you justify continuing your rat race? What are you going to do, and how are you going to do it? And then we actually got to ask this question, like, what is my life worth? How have I been lied to all these years? How have I been told that, everything that is shiny and golden is for me? Like, what am I doing? And then you got to, ask yourself some questions. What are you going to do? How are you going to do? How are you going to take this COVID time and use it for a period of something that's good for you, man? Like, really good for you. So, if you're a man over 40, if you're a man 40 or over, and you want to make a transition in your life, I can help you. I've done a lot of things in my life, man. I've done, I've been to the mountaintop, okay? And yeah, there are more mountains. I've been to the mountaintop. And what we know on the other side of the mountains is there's just more mountains. And so I could tell you my whole story, who I am, what I've done. It's actually pretty public. I've made a transition, retired when I was 31 from the top of the World Trade Center, doing really good things since then, helping a lot of men around the world do the things that they want to do. And so if this is for you, give me a call. Let me know. Let's hook up. I got an application process. I'm not here just for everybody. So I got an application process. Do the application, and then let's sit down and do a discovery session. All right, cool. Talk to you. Peace.